Picture this. You're rummaging through your grandfather's old bookshelf and find a dusty notebook. Inside, there's a handwritten recipe. Not for cookies, but for something that looks like a battery. Oh, ingredients? Copper, zinc, sawdust, and a clay pot. You laugh, thinking it's a joke, until you realize this recipe isn't from your grandpa. It's from a 3,000-year-old Indian text. And scientists say it works. Let's talk about the day ancient India might have cracked electricity. Let's start simple. You know those school experiments where you make a battery with a lemon? The acid in the lemon reacts with metal strips to power a tiny light. Now imagine swapping the lemon for copper sulfate, the metal for zinc and copper, and the glass for a clay pot. That's exactly what the Agastya Samhita, a text older than Rome, describes. And in 1990, a team at Nagpur University in India tried it. Guess what? Their clay pot battery produced 1.38 volts, enough to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Sound familiar? That's exactly how modern scientists do it. But this text? It's older than the Buddha. Now, here's where it gets strange. The text calls hydrogen Udanavayu and says it could lift objects into the sky. Think hot air balloons, but with hydrogen, like the Hindenburg minus the disaster. But wait, did ancient Indians fly? We don't know. No ancient balloons have been found, but the text says it. So, was this a myth, a metaphor, or a lost invention? Let's be honest, we'll never know. But here's the fact, they knew how to make hydrogen, and that alone is wild. But here's the real kicker. 2,000 miles away, in Iraq, there's a clay jar called the Baghdad Battery. It's, 2,000 years old. Inside, an iron rod, a copper tube, and traces of vinegar. Fill it up, and it makes about 1 volt, like a tiny AA battery. Archaeologists argue, was it for electroplating jewelry? For medicine? Or just a fancy jar? Nobody agrees. But here's what's spooky. Both India and Iraq had clay pots that made electricity. Coincidence? Or proof that ancient people shared secrets we've forgotten? Let's talk about gold. You've seen ancient Indian jewelry, right? Delicate gold patterns on silver. How'd they do it? Today, we use electricity to coat metals. It's called electroplating. The Agastya Samhita describes something similar. But here's the problem. No ancient electroplated objects have been found. So, did they use these batteries for gold plating? Maybe. Or maybe the text is a theory that never got used. But think about this. If they could make electricity, what else could they do? Now, let's get real. Why haven't we found wires or bulbs in ancient ruins? If they had batteries, where's the rest? Maybe they didn't need them. Imagine a world without phones or TVs. What would you use a battery for? Medicine, religious rituals, or just experiments? We'll never know. But here's a clue. The Iron Pillar of Delhi. 1,600 years old, 22 feet tall, and 0 rust. If they could make metal that never corrodes, why not batteries? I'll tell you a story. Back in 2020, a farmer in Maharashtra stumbled upon a strange clay pot buried deep in his field. Inside, he found copper strips and this black powder. Not knowing what it was, he just threw it away. But what if that was a 2,000-year-old battery? We'll never know for sure. That's kind of the tragedy of history. So much just slips through our fingers and gets lost. But, you know, the Agastya Samhita survived. And today, Indian universities are actually teaching it. Not as myth, but as real science. Now, let's zoom out for a second. India today is racing ahead, trying to build batteries for electric cars and solar power. By the year 2030, they're expected to spend $300 billion on it. But here's the funny part. In Delhi's slums, people dig through trash for old batteries to recycle. It's called urban mining. Thousands of years ago, maybe miners just like them found copper and zinc, and honestly, changed history. The circle of life, right? So, did ancient India have batteries? The answer is yes. Did they use them the way we do today? Probably not. But here's what really matters. Humans have always been curious. We've always tinkered, always tried to figure things out, and sometimes ideas get lost, only to be found again much later. If you've ever tried to invent something and ended up failing, take heart. Maybe someone, 3,000 years from now, will find your notebook and wonder about you. If this made you see history a little differently, share it with someone who loves a good mystery. And if you want more stories like this, about forgotten geniuses and everyday miracles, hit subscribe. We're all just figuring it out together.